Welcome to the next reading vlog. You're on my phone right now. I haven't gotten around to taking last week's clips off my camera yet, and I don't want to get things confused. So I decided to film this one here because at 9:30 p.m. last night, Regine Abel dropped the next book in the Prime Mating Agency series, which is I Married a Dragon. And I was so excited that I started it last night. And it was so compelling, I could not put it down. So I finished it at like 2:30 in the morning. Because apparently sleep is for chumps. And I loved this. Like, the dragon race in and of itself is very interesting. And they have a very interesting hierarchy and political system. And I was just thoroughly enjoying myself with that part of the story. But also, so we have, basically, they're called Shadow Lords. So he's like most elite kind of dragon. And so what happens is it's almost like a Carpathian kind of thing where if they don't find their partner, not necessarily like sexual partner, but like the soul that calms theirs, they start to go crazy. And healing for their bodies takes a lot longer. So this is a very much physical touch-based society where when they find their... I don't even 100% know how to pronounce it. I'll just put it here on the bottom. When they find that person basically just moves in with them, and they're just supposed to cuddle them and give their body physical contact because they get relief from being near them, from touching them, and they just feel this sense of peace. And that's something that they don't feel normally. And so our male is mid-battle when he meets our female, and she is a UPO officer. So basically she's like military, and that's how they meet. And basically, the first time they meet, they're both so, like, injured, and he crushes her so hard that they both, like, pass out. She wakes up 24 hours later, and then we have the discussion of, okay, they want you to move there with him permanently. And she's like, wait, what? You want me to give up my life? And our Prime Mating Agency man, which we finally get to meet his spouse, like... It was so cute. I loved seeing them together. Anyways, just a little side note there. If you've been reading the series, we finally meet K-Ug's wife. So I teared up a little bit when I saw that. It was so sweet. They come to a, 6-month-long pseudo-marriage kind of thing. And it can be dissolved at the end of 6 months. And as all of these go, of course, that doesn't happen. And the dragon male, his name is not sticking with me for a second. Again, I read this all last night. He has this almost childlike innocence to him because when these dragons hit the age of 5, they basically they're sent on this, what they call the Shadow Trail. And that's where they kind of finish off a key piece of their development. Most dragon kids are in there like 10 days to 2 weeks. At this age, let me be clear, like, they're still fighters. They can defend themselves. And this is a very safe place. But they have to be exposed to the void, essentially, to finish their development. So that's why they created this Shadow Trail to go on. But our hero was in there for 3 years. And that's how he ends up being a Shadow Lord. And so... after he finished the Shadow Trail as a child, it was hard for him to be around other people. And so he was basically isolated from that point on. So his social skills never developed very far. And so when he first is interacting with our heroine, there's some very awkward stuff, but it has that very childlike feel, not necessarily innocent, but that childlike feel of... we have 2 different cultures trying to interact, and so he's trying to understand, and he wants to understand. One thing I did love about this book is that Abel tried to make it so that, like, one of the things that Shadow Lords do is they are bluntly and clearly honest and just say things as they are. They don't have that kindness filter, I guess I would say, or that, you know, we've thought about it too hard, or we don't share this. They literally share everything with each other, like talking about peeing, talking about everything sexual, like all of that is just on the table, free for discussion. And this book had a lot of really beautiful moments. I really liked our hero. I really liked our heroine. I just enjoyed the journey of this book, as I do with all of the Prime Mating Agency books. So I had a great time. I know I've been a little rambly about this morning. But yes, I am very excited that I got another book. And I will read every one she writes, because man, I just enjoy them. They're just a good time. For me, this is like the equivalent of like being addicted to like Ice Planet Barbarians. It's kind of a very similar feeling for me. I go through phases where I'll read a ton of Ice Planet Barbarian books at once because I'm just like craving that. I crave this world like I crave Ice Planet Barbarians on occasion. So if you like Ice Planet Barbarians, honestly, you should try this series. The first one I think is the hardest sell for most people because there's some stuff in it that doesn't sit as well with me, but knowing it's written by a woman of color made it go down a little easier. But yes, I really enjoyed myself there. Anyhow, I think that's it for this clip. It was super long, so I'm sorry to start off this vlog with such a super long clip, but it was such a good book. So go read The Prime Mating Agency. Okay, bye! Hello. Good morning. So it's now Tuesday. I did a lot of reading last night. I was doing reading sprints on Bree from Luck Booktician's channel last night. We had a finish your manga style set of reading sprints. We all had a great time, so we'll probably do it again sometime. And we really just had fun. We were all vibing together. A lot of us were kind of on the same wavelength with what we wanted to read. It was kind of themed like mystery, crime kind of situation, but we all just kind of read what we wanted. I will talk about what I read in just a moment, but the first thing is I read the final volume of Night of the Ice. So yes, it actually finished with volume 11, not volume 12. And the ending to this was absolutely perfect for me. I didn't need it to be anything else. Like, for how these two have gone and how their relationship has gone, I'm very pleased and very happy with what happened here. And it was so well done. It really has just been a beautiful journey. I cannot wait to actually read front to back this entire series one of these days when I feel like doing a good reread of it, because this is a fun one. It's so sweet that I know it's one I'll revisit over and over and over again. So yes, I highly recommend Night of the Ice if you haven't read it yet. So let's talk about what I read on the sprints last night. By the way, I'm going to leave the sprints linked either in the corner or down below because it was just so fun. So if you ever want to read for a couple of hours, we did 3 40-minute sprints in there. So we did do quite a bit of reading, like time-wise, and we just had a lot of fun in between. So it'll give you some breaks in between as well. And we just had a good time. So on the sprints, it was obviously Bree from Locked Booktician. Then we had Ashley from Bookish Realm, who is also a total gem. And if you're not following her, shame on you. You should be. My girl Izzy from Happy for Now. It was the 4 of us for most of the sprints. And then Izzy needed to go. And for the last sprint, Bree extended the invite to Mark from Mark Reads Manga, and Mark joined us for the last one. So we had a great time. It was seriously so good. Anyways, let's talk about what I got read. So first up, Something's Wrong with Us Volume 9, which blew my freaking mind. I cannot wait for Volume 10. The second I could get my hands on Volume 10, like I might just drop everything and sit and read because it's just what I need. But I really love what's going on here. I think it's great. It still has that twisted feel that all of them have had, and I'm very interested in the future. And I know that this one is finished. We know it ends at volume 16. Like, I just need it. I need it now. Come on, Kodansha. Give it to me. Next on the list, I finished volume 3 of Rose and Blood. So Rose and Blood is a gothic vampire story. You guys have heard me talk about it a little bit, and I feel like this volume really shined a light on Yol, the guy here on the cover, and made it easier to understand Yol and Yol's motivations. So it's very interesting here. I thought volume 2 was kind of weird, but I feel like volume 3 brings balance to the weirdness of volume 2. So I'm really enjoying the direction of the series now. After volume 2, I wasn't so sure for a minute, but volume 3 really kind of rounded out the story and gave me what I needed from it. So yes, very much looking forward to volume 4 of this one. Really good. Next, I decided to pick up Bite Maker Volume 5. So at the end of Volume 4, I was very kind of on the fence. It would depend on how they handled a certain thing. And I'm actually really pleased with how they've handled it in Volume 5. Volume 5 was a really solid volume, helped you understand the dynamics of their group even a little bit better. And some things have been changed up. So I will not say too much, obviously, because we're 5 volumes deep at this point, but this is Omegaverse manga, so if you're not into Omegaverse, obviously skip this one. But yeah, it's interesting, and I think the next volume's even going to turn it on its head a little bit more, and we'll kind of go from there. So yes, we'll be continuing with Bite Maker for now. Then I finally got started on catching up on Freerun Beyond Journey's End. So I read volume 3 last night. My reading goal for today is to get 4 and 5 done. I do work today, so that might be all I get read today. I do have some book stuff I want to work on as well. So I would also love to finish my reread of Well of Ascension today if I can. I've only got like 2 hours left in the audiobook, so I'll knock out another hour on my commute. And then I can easily get another hour in tonight. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, really enjoyed this. I feel like this even gave us a better understanding of Freerun and where she's coming from. We got some flashbacks. We met her mentor, which was fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to the next 2 volumes. So yes, very, very happy. Again, another long-winded update this morning, but I had a lot more to talk about. It's not just one thing that I was obsessing over. All right. I do need to quickly finish getting ready and get to work and get some breakfast on my way. And yes, so when I get some reading done, I will check in with you. And I do have some editing I need to get done tonight too. So reading might be sacrificed to tomorrow if I can't get the edit done fast enough, because I need to edit last week's vlog, so y'all aren't just waiting on that, because that should be going up Thursday this week. I had kind of a set series of videos I wanted to get up before the vlog. So anyways, hope y'all are enjoying the fact that I decided to stick with vlog format for now, and because I'm really enjoying it as well. So anyways, I gotta stop rambling. I gotta go to work. Bye. Hello. So I got a package in the mail from Izzy. She's on video call down here, so if you hear her, that's what's going on. So I'm finally opening this present that she sent me, apparently. And she's like, yes, I'm so excited. Crap, where are my scissors? Of course I don't have scissors the second I need them. We'll just stab at the plastic with a pen. That'll work. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you not hear me? Can you hear me now? Is it working?
I still can't hear you.
What the heck? Hold on.
Here, all I can send you is StreamYard link.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
I couldn't hear you. I was like, that's weird.
That is super weird. Because I didn't do anything at all.
It's your belated birthday. I still gotta mail you something, but which is, you know what that's. It's the book of King Kunya, and I just keep.
All good.
I don't know, my brain.
Don't even worry about it.
I have it for you.
I'm not stressed. Okay. This thing is like taking me forever to open anyway, so it's fine. Okay. Sliding slowly, slowly, slowly. All right. They wrapped it up in a bag too, so.
Oh, dang. Good. I'm glad.
So many bags. Holy crud monkey.
Well, you know what, though? I'll take it. It's not bad. I know.
What? Did you get one?
No, not yet.
Oh. Yo, it's the BAM one.
Deal.
Oh.
I found it on a good deal. I did not overpay. Well, I mean, I overpaid, but I did not overpay like some people are overpaying.
Good.
And I was like, I'm buying this for sure.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh, I love
Before
it.
it came through, I was so stunned. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
that is cheap for this. I was like, I'm buying it. And I was like, I'm sending it to Shay.
Seriously.
No, I'm
oh my
waiting out.
gosh.
Somebody else will price it similarly because there are ones that have just been sitting on Macari. It's really weird.
And it has all the cute stuff in the back.
I know. I was
It's
just
so
like,
good.
holy crap, I can get her this version.
Yay! Izzy, you're the best.
You're very welcome.
Aw.
Yeah, I was like, it was worth the wait. I feel like that was worth the wait.
Totally was. Hello, I'm back. So it's been a little while since in the day since my last clip today. Izzy was sweet and got me that volume from BAM, and I promise she didn't pay a fortune for it. I made sure I talked to her, and she's just sweet and spoiled me. Because originally I was going to pick up the Barnes & Noble exclusives, and she was going to pick up the BAM ones because I don't have a Books A Million near me, and she's still working on finding a reasonably priced one for herself as well. Well, it seems like a lot of people just bought them up to sell them at exorbitant prices, and now people are starting to calm down on that and just sell them for what they can sell them for. So if you've still been wanting to get that one, just be patient, give it a little more time. You'll probably be able to find one relatively soon. But I have done a little bit of reading since we last chatted about reading. So I did finish up my reread of The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. I really love this series. I feel like this is one of the few exceptions where book 2 is one of the stronger books in the series. Usually I'm a book 1, book 3 kind of person. But book 2, The Well of Ascension, really is an amazing book. And I feel like people just automatically brush it off, but this is so pivotal to the entirety of how the Mistborn world is built that it is amazing, and I just love it so much. I can't wait to continue with my reread with that. So I do think that's going to be my plan moving forward. I'm going to be starting my reread of The Hero of Ages, so that will continue to be what I'm doing via audio. I am still working on You Had Me at Ola. Basically, I'm just reading it at night as I'm tired, so I'm only reading like a chapter at a time. But I am still enjoying it. It's really sweet. I'm hoping to spend some time tomorrow focusing on that one a little bit more. But I do have a couple of manga reads for you today. So I do have Free Run Volume 4 and Volume 5, which does get me current with the series. This is a really excellent slice of life about what happens after the main hero's journey, especially to someone like Freerun, who is Fae and very much outlives her human counterparts. And so this is just a very interesting look at her journey and how she looks differently at humanity after her journey with the first set of heroes, and she's kind of setting out on her own hero's journey now. It's amazing. I've really been enjoying it. These do tend to be dense and take me probably about double the time to read. So my average time on a volume is 45 minutes to an hour with Free Run, as opposed to my standard. Most of my shoujos are somewhere between 20 and 35. So these ones are a bit denser. They do take a little bit longer to read, so do be prepared for that if you're going to read the series. But it is one that I genuinely enjoy. I find the magic system engaging, and Freerun as a character is very interesting to me because I know people in my life that are very much like Freerun, where they don't even want to understand the people around them. And as they slowly begin to learn and stuff, it's always very interesting to me. So I always really enjoy this one. So the next one I'm going to move on to is Beastars. I may sneak a few more singles in there, kind of like I did earlier in the week. I'm kind of enjoying picking up some of those to break up the monotony of the series. I do have some hair that I need to go do, so I'm going to go do that this afternoon / evening. It's like 4:15ish in the afternoon. I'm supposed to be there at 5. So I'm going to stop and get me a big drink and then head over there And I'll be doing that for a good chunk of the evening. So I don't know if I'll get too much more reading done. Tomorrow is the day that Maeve comes over. We might go out. I don't know. But we're going to do something. And usually that involves reading of some sort. So I know we're both trying to focus hard on not buying as much this month. So I doubt we'll go shopping. But I am very excited to spend some more time with her and to see us both progress a little bit more. We've slowed down a little bit after the first week, and I kind of expected that of both of us just because, you know, when you're hosting something, especially, you feel like you have to go full steam and go really hard in the beginning. But as time goes on, you start to mellow down a little bit and average out a bit more. So this is the first official series I've caught up on since the last vlog ended, because before that, this one, it was Maison Ikoku, but Monday night I read some singles to get me current and stuff. So since I'm going to be working on Beastars, I'm going to put up another poll with the next ones that I'm excited to get to, and we'll see what you guys decide. So I'll probably have an answer for you next time I see you. Hello, vlog. So today is Thursday. I've been getting a lot of reading done since we last chatted. So let's go ahead and catch up. I've got quite a stack here that I've worked through, and I'm feeling really good about the progress that I've made so far. So I did read volumes 17, 18, and 19 of Beastars. I do continue to enjoy the direction of this series and the whole light versus dark, carnivore versus herbivore kind of feel to the series. This bunny here on the cover is a very interesting character, and just the way that they've had to grow up hard has them interacting with Legoshi in a really interesting way. And I'm just really excited. There's only a handful of volumes left on this one, so I'm very much looking forward to how this one decides to finish off. I feel like we're kind of building towards that final climax, so I'm really interested to see where it takes us. Next, I did read volume 4 and volume 5 of My Dress Up Darling, which does get me current with the series. Now, this is one that I have kind of mixed feelings about. I do feel like the fan service is a little over the top at times, but especially in volume 5, I feel like the sweetness of the story, and especially of Gojo himself, really comes through. The cosplay aspects are great. Gojo draws some boundaries here, and I had a really good time getting to know them a little bit better in these last 2 volumes. I feel like the direction of the series moving forward is going to be something that I enjoy a little bit better. So I'm very much looking forward to the future of the series. But at the same time, this is one that from here on out, I'm going to take it a volume at a time, because I feel like this could lead to a point where it's going to cross a line I'm not comfortable with. We haven't quite gotten there yet, but we've ridden the edge enough times now that I'm like, just one at a time. Just one at a time. But yes, this is definitely ecchi, definitely fan service. I can understand why people love it. I do love all of the art throughout. The cosplay elements are fantastic. I really enjoy those. So again, I get the appeal, but I don't love it as much as other people love it. That's just the reality. All right, next I have 2 singles that I decided to throw in here. The first one being A Man and His Cat Volume 6. I've been itching to read this for so long. I just finally picked it up. It was exactly what I needed. It was pure as the driven snow. I squealed, I giggled, I teared up a little bit. It was just beautiful. I loved it so much. I think I have legitimately teared up in every volume of A Man and His Cat, but they're usually happy tears, not sad tears. So again, had a really lovely time with this. Will forever recommend A Man and His Cat because it is just one of the best cat manga out there. And then the other one that I've gotten read is Run on Your New Legs Volume 2. This one wasn't quite as heavy as Volume 1, but I think that was to its credit. I think it's now branching out in a way that will make sense for the rest of the series. This is kind of that opening up of his world. He's not so zeroed in on his grief now that he can open things up a bit. And it's going to be really interesting from here because the guy that he got into this school with has been harboring resentments towards him. And I think that's going to come to a head in the next volume. But he is learning more and more about his body and his new prosthetic and athletic prosthetics and about the possibility of Paralympics and things. So this is really hopeful moving forward. So I'm very excited about the direction of this series. We do see some flashbacks to shortly after his surgery and the feelings that his mother feels about all the things. And so that was a really nice touch in this particular volume. And again, one of my favorite series I've started this year. So looking forward to more. And then from there, I have started the final omnibus of New York, New York. It's very interesting so far. We've got a missing person right now, and things are very interesting. I'm interested moving forward in this series and how things are going to go from here. And it could go a few different ways, and I'm really interested to see which route the mangaka chose. I really enjoyed the first omnibus, so I'm really looking forward to this. I know this is the final omnibus. This finishes off the series. So, again, very much looking forward to how that's going to wrap up. I will let you know how I feel once I actually finish it, because I'm only this far in, so I got all this to read still. So, yes, lots going on. Most of that was read while Maeve was here today. We had a nice visit and a nice chat, and we went and got some lunch and just had spent some time together. It was fantastic. And yes, so with that said, we're doing my family birthday dinner tonight. So I'm not sure how much more I will read before that because I need to actually like get a little more presentable before I go. And yeah, so that's kind of going to be my plan for the evening. I might read a little bit more when I get back tonight, but I'm assuming you won't hear much more about New York, New York until tomorrow, maybe even Saturday. Because I work a night shift tomorrow, so that kind of throws everything off for me. But anyways, with that said, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Hello, friends. So it is now Sunday. I have been bad about vlogging the last couple of days, but I have gotten some reading done since we last chatted. So let's go ahead and talk. So first up, I've finished 2 series, so let's briefly talk about those. So I finished up New York, New York. Now, this is one that I wasn't sure how the ending was going to go. I will tell you that this has a happily ever after kind of ending to it, and that this series is very intense from go. So if you don't like an intense story, this one probably won't be for you. This one does also have a serial killer element to it in this second volume. So if you like having a serial killer element in your stories, you might enjoy this. But essentially, we are following these two as they navigate being queer in the late 80s, early 90s, and in New York City, and what all of that means for them. It's really a fantastically done series. I'm so glad we got it translated. And I've really enjoyed both of the volumes. They are contained in 2 omnibuses now, and that is the complete series. There is no more. And I'm really satisfied with how this ended, and I'm just really, really happy with it. The other series that I finished is A Tropical Fish Yearns for Snow. This is a 9-volume Yuri series. We're following these 2 girls as they have a friendship that blooms into more throughout their year of high school together, because one's a 3rd year, one's a 2nd year, or a 1st year, I forget. Anyways, as they get to know one another and about how things look after graduation. I was satisfied with this ending. I might reread it one more time to decide if it's going to stay in my collection. Just because I think there are other sapphic series that I would revisit before I would revisit this one. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it in my collection. But it is a really sweet, really cute series, all about kind of finding your person that understands you. And I think it's done in a really sweet way, which is why I want to reread the whole thing before I decide. And then I did start on the next one that you guys had picked out for me, which is To Your Eternity. So I read volume 13 and volume 14 this morning. So this is the beginning of the 2nd arc of Fushi's story. I don't know how many arcs there are going to be. This is set in modern day Japan. And there are some things going on that I already am slightly uncomfortable with. Basically, there's a character that's trying to manipulate Fushi into what they want and what they need. And obviously that's not fair to Fushi, but Fushi is still naive in some ways. And there is a greater mystery to be had here. And I'm really interested in where this is going to go. I do have 3 more volumes currently to read on this one. But yeah, I continue to enjoy the art and enjoy the storytelling that is happening, even though it does make me uncomfortable at times. So with that said, I do plan on finishing those other 3 volumes today. But I'm going to go to the bookstore, so you'll probably see some bookstore clips in here. I'm going to meet up with one of my former coworkers. He's since moved, but he's in town. So I'm going to meet up with him, spend some time catching up with him, and maybe do a little shopping while I'm there. And yeah, so that's kind of the plan for the next little while. I hope you guys continue to enjoy these vlogs. I'm really enjoying them as well. And yeah, so with that said, I'm going to go and I will chat with you guys once I've read some more To Your Eternity. All right, so I know we've spent most of this vlog in the office, but I am here to close out this vlog. So let's quickly chat about what I've gotten read since we last chatted. I did go to the bookstore, met up with my friend. It was a really good time. It was great to see them. But while I was waiting for him to show up, I read the entirety of Aiding for Charing Cross Road by Helen Hemph. This is basically letters back and forth between the author and a bookstore. And it's 20 years worth of letters just going back and forth, and the friendships that she made over letters to these people who worked at the bookstore and how they all took care of one another in a really tough period of life. And it was beautifully done, beautifully written. I really enjoyed my time with it. Again, this is a really short, really quick one. If you don't like epistolary kind of stories where it's done over letter, this isn't going to be for you. But essentially, this is about bookish people nerding out over books back and forth while also taking care of one another. It's beautiful. I really loved this. I feel like it addressed everything I needed it to, and it was brilliant. Period. End of story. I'm really glad I have it, even though on the first page, it insults the place in which I work. But then again, I was not alive at that time for Barnes & Noble, so I don't know if the stores were actually any good or not. So, with that said, I really enjoyed my time, and I would recommend picking this one up. I think it's really sweet. It's really short. It was a really quick read. It took me maybe an hour, and I had a great time with it. I know you can get this one. This is the Rediscovered Classic for Barnes & Noble this month, so I know my store at least is doing it buy one, get one half, so other stores might be as well. So check out your local store and see. And then I did continue on catching up with To Your Eternity. So I read volume 15, volume 16, love this cover, and volume 17. I'm going to hold up 16 while I talk, just because I like this cover best out of those 3. So I have very complicated feelings about this second arc of the story. I madly loved the first arc of the story. I thought it was doing amazing work and talking about some really amazing and difficult things within humanity. But now that we've been pulled into modern times, things have definitely taken on a different, more ominous kind of tone. And I have mixed feelings about the direction of the series at this point. So I think what I'm going to do is just take them one volume at a time. I'm not going to let them backstock like this. I honestly think you could end at volume 12, which is the end of the first arc, and you would be totally fine and satisfied with that story. I don't think that we needed this second arc of the story, I think is kind of ultimately where I'm sitting. But, we're seeing a lot of characters that we've fallen in love with along the way, and this new era is just very, very interesting. And again, like I say, I have very complicated feelings about it, but you know, it was volumes 13 through 17 that I've read, so I can't really tell you what's going on, other than I have very complicated feelings. If you've read these volumes, hit me up in my DMs, because I would really love to chat with someone about them, to kind of talk through what I'm feeling, because I don't have anybody near me that's reading this one, so I need to talk to people about it. So I am going to wrap up this vlog here. I'm about 15 chapters into You Had Me at Ola. I've just been reading this one slowly, but I think this is going to be my main reading focus for the rest of the night. I've read 7 volumes of manga in the last couple of days, so I think I'm just going to take a break, read the rest of this tonight, and I'll share my thoughts with you in the next vlog, obviously. But with that said, thank you all so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoy continuing to hear my thoughts in this kind of word dumpy fashion. When I asked you guys what you thought, almost all of you said, yes, do this. We like this, but do what's best for you. And this actually works really well. So again, I appreciate every one of you. If you're here just because you love me, leave me some sort of book or book stack emoji, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Was it all just a dream, just all in my head?